Good morning. Today with 6 other people, and we're up at Icehouse Reservoir and doing what we're calling an exploration hike. There's a new mountain bike trail that was put in here that we've heard about, and we're going to explore it and see where it goes for a possible trip later in the year, maybe on snowshoes, and then maybe next spring when there's a little bit more water flow. We've heard that we go by a creek that has some fairly good water features and some rapids that we'll check out early next year, again with some more water. Absolutely beautiful out here today. As you can see, a number of aspens that are showing their fall colors of the golds and the light greens, and those are intermixed amongst the pines, which gives just a really super pretty mix of different colors. So looking forward to seeing some new stuff today and finding out what this trail has for us. I hope you stick with me. Today we started over there, kind of where the lake makes its curve at the boat ramp, and we walked just above the shoreline through the trees and have come to the dam that creates the reservoir here. And from here we're crossing the dam, and then we'll pick up this trail that we're looking for. So more to come. From the dam, the trail turns right and winds around the backside and then up along the hillside that forms this end of the lake. As we get to the upper mid slope, again we have a little bit higher elevation aspens that are very golden in color, framed with the pines just below and alongside of it. Looking out the other way over some manzanita, we've got a beautiful vista of the lake as we pass the edge of the dam. Temperatures today are very pleasant. Standing around before we started walking, just a slight chill, almost a perfect temperature for walking. If you hear some heavy construction down there or heavy equipment, they've got the lake level down very low because they're working on the emergency spillway, cleaning it up and lining the sides with some rocks. Although the water level is low on the lake, one of the neat things that provides is the way the shore has been affected by the lake level over time. We have the ridges in the sand, some of the cut off tree stumps, and a lot of the rocks that are exposing. Find it really cool how nature kind of reorganizes itself. They've done a really nice job on this trail. It's cleared out nicely, winds at a good elevation above the lake, giving beautiful views. And as you saw, I just went over a small footbridge. So far I've been pretty happy with it. One of the features I really like hiking is both the large pieces of granite that kind of just pop up out of nowhere on a hillside, and I also really like the different colors of the moss that grows on both the rocks and the trees. So we've just crossed these two little footbridges. We're at the far end of the lake, close to where the inlets are. There's two fairly deep fingers of this lake, I believe. This is the first of the two we'll go around. So we've reached an area where they've removed a lot of the trees for the reservoir, and it makes a fairly interesting landscape. We're dropping down off the trail and doing a little bit of cross country, and we'll connect back up it. As I said at the beginning, this is a brand new trail. I don't even know if it's officially been opened yet. There's a small section at the very end that goes over some private land from, I believe, one of the logging companies. And we'll cross over that and then meet up with an established trail on the far side of the lake. As we come up the trail, I can hear the sound of water, and I look over and we have the inlet stream feeding the lake. And actually, for this time of year, a surprising amount of water compared to what I had expected. And it doesn't pick up on the camera very well, but it's flowing in at a pretty good pace. We're coming towards the top of the last and the biggest finger at the inlet to the lake. And we'll circle around that, then head back down the other side to our cars. So it has, up to this point, has been an amazingly beautiful hike. We've rounded the last and final finger of the lake here at the inlet, and we'll be crossing the stream here pretty soon. Again, just kind of more the tree stumps and the rocks visible with the lower level. And I find it oddly beautiful looking out at it. The trail's narrowed up a little bit, and we'll find out where we're gonna end up crossing here in just a little bit. And depending on what the crossing's like, may pop the video back on as we go over some of the actual flowing water. All right, so we've kind of reached the riverbed here, and the trail is somewhat petered out. We'll have to explore a little bit, see if we can find where it picks back up on the other side. And like I said, the trail doesn't, the official trail that's going to be opening doesn't connect all the way around as far as I understand, and this may be the little section where it doesn't. But continue on, poking over some rock and through some of this brush on the way to the water. All right, well, we got to the water and we're kind of poking our way across some of the rocks. Got Steve out here trailblazing a little bit ahead. I haven't poked around much myself yet. I'm gonna go upstream just a little bit, take a look. And walking on a lot of rocks, I'm gonna put the camera down so I don't eat one of the rocks. And if I find a good crossing, I'll let you know. Well, for me, that was super cool and exciting. Crossed the river, and we came right up this super steep slope. The dirt was starting to break loose by the time 4 or 5 of us got up it. So we had some great teamwork and pushed through. And we're all together and alive. I love it when hikes become flexible. As This is an exploring hike. We've kind of come to the road that will take us back to our parking lot. We think 3 or so miles down, not positive. Right now we are, let's see, 6.3 miles into the hike. We are opting to continue upriver for a little bit and look for some of the pool and waterfall locations that will be full come spring. So we're gonna head up a little bit, maybe a mile or so, see what we got, and then head back down. So we've got to a first little set of pools, which is really pretty. Minus the data sending unit for the flow of water coming in. See a couple gauges there in the water, but beautiful pool, super clear water, nice flow. Continuing up right along the river, doing some boulder hopping. Super pretty as we go. I love the mix of trees, moss, large rock. Some of the washed out logs that have been smoothed by the water. Definitely a happy place. Definitely kind of the style of hiking I like right now. Not really knowing where I'm going. Following a bit of a bushwhack trail. Adds a small sense of adventure. And you get into these areas where obviously somebody's gone before with the trail, but not a lot of people. And it's just incredible beauty. Getting up here to some waterfalls in front of us, or cascades it looks like. Sorry about the jerkiness of the camera. It's me stepping up and over stuff. This is what I'm talking about. Absolutely gorgeous. Really cool rock in front of us here with the hole drilled through it from the erosion. Awesome waterfall and some cascade. A phenomenal beauty. So hiking back toward the cars, we're actually on a paved road, which isn't nearly as nice as the dirt trail. There are still really beautiful views of the lake though. Looking out right off to our side that we are walking right along by, so that's still a big plus. We're back at the boat ramp parking lot, 10.3 miles today. Fantastic hike, great people, great visits, beautiful scenery. And like I say, I always urge you to come out here if you aren't hiking. Just start slow, and before you know it, you'll be doing full days. davespcthike.blogspot.com if you want to see still pictures and some narrative. Hope you have a great day.